I just had the naughtiest thought about you. Okay, hold up. Don't let how simple that sounds fool you. That one sentence, it's loaded. It's not shouting anything explicit. It's whispering. It taps right into his imagination, instantly making him alert, intrigued, and honestly deeply curious about you. See, most people get seduction all wrong. They think it's about revealing everything. But real seduction, it's about what you withhold. When you send this text, you're not handing him the whole fantasy. You're handing him the hint of one. You're planting a seed, a question, what did she think? That'll loop in his mind for hours. Men love a mental puzzle, especially when the prize feels intimate, sexy, and just out of reach. You've created a gap his brain hates leaving unfinished. You've become the cliffhanger he can't shake. But the real power here? It flips the script. You're not asking, do you want me? You're stating, I want you in a moment you didn't even see coming. That subtle shift, it puts you in control of the desire. You're the one having the private, sensual moment. You're the fantasy, mysterious, totally in touch with what you want. And trust me, that is irresistible. Here's another layer. This text invites him to play without pressure. You're not forcing the conversation somewhere graphic. You're dangling alluring information, like a ribbon on an unopened gift. If he's into you, he'll grab it. What was it? Or, now you have to tell me. Boom! You've just opened the door to flirtation, desire, maybe intimacy, all without crossing lines you're uncomfortable with. It works because it's confidence mixed with intrigue. It makes him feel desired without knowing why. And it's authentic. Your naughtiest thought could be playful, romantic, or sensual. You hold the cards. Turning a man on isn't about the loudest words. It's about being the most captivating presence. Spark his mind and his body will follow. Never underestimate the power of what's left unsaid. Sometimes the silence between the words speaks loudest. If you were here right now, what do you think we'd be doing? That's it. Just one question. But here's why it hits differently. It's wide open. It hands him a blank canvas and whispers, paint something with me. It's flirty, sure, but more than that, it's interactive. You're not just throwing desire at him. You're inviting him to build it with you. And the moment he starts imagining you with him, that's when the fantasy takes root. It gets under his skin. What makes this so potent? It sounds casual, almost effortless. Just wondering. But instantly, it flips a switch. It pulls him out of whatever mundane thing he was doing and drops him into a mental space where you are the focus. It's not graphic, it's not demanding, but it carries weight because it signals something crucial. You've been thinking about him being there with you. That alone, powerful. It makes him feel desired, special, chosen in that moment over everything else you could be thinking about. Men are visual. When you ask this, you trigger a mental movie. He doesn't just read your words, he sees the scene. Maybe it's you two laughing on the couch, sharing a secret. Maybe it's the tension of leaning in for a kiss. Maybe it's the quiet intimacy of tangled limbs on the sheets. Doesn't matter. The point is, asterisk, you're now living rent-free in his imagination. And once you're there, you're hard to ignore. But there's another layer often missed. This question isn't just about sparking desire. It's about creating comfort. It opens a safe space for him to be bold. You're subtly saying, tell me your fantasy. I won't judge. I might even play along. That safety, it's rare. Men feel that permission deeply. It builds trust alongside the heat. And here's the stealthy genius. It's a gentle litmus test. His response tells you everything. Does he dive in, playful and eager? Honestly, we wouldn't be talking much. Or does he deflect, keep it surface? Probably watching that show you like. His answer reveals his current emotional temperature, how connected he feels, how willing he is to meet you in that intimate, imaginative space. Either way, you learn, you see where the chemistry really is. So when you send asterisk, if you were here right now, asterisk, you're doing way more than turning him on. You're building a shared world. You're saying, there's a place only we can go just by thinking it. And when a man feels that invitation, when he feels you carving out space for him inside your thoughts, that's when he starts craving the real thing. Because the fantasy you build together, that's the blueprint. You have no idea what you do to me. Let's be real. This one feels different. It's not a tease, it's not a challenge. It's a raw moment of truth, wrapped in velvet, soft, vulnerable, and yet dripping with sensual tension. This isn't a text he scrolls past. It stops him, because it doesn't just speak to him, it pulls him into you. Why? Because of what's missing. You're not spelling it out, you're not listing the ways he affects you. You're handing him a mystery wrapped in a confession saying, figure me out. And that's where the magic ignites. Men crave knowing they land deep. They don't just want to be liked, they want to move you, to stir something real, something physical, emotional, maybe even a little overwhelming. Sending this tells him, asterisk, whatever. This is between us. It's got a hold on me. Asterisk. Here's the secret sauce. It feels involuntary. It doesn't sound like a calculated move. It sounds like a slip, something you couldn't hold back. That's why it hits so hard. It lands as pure authenticity. It's not trying to seduce, it is seduction, born from a moment so real it escapes. Think about the energy shift. Most messages demand a reaction. What do you think? This one, it makes him feel. It doesn't say, I'm attracted. It whispers, you change me. You have a power over me I didn't see coming. That's intimacy on a whole other level. It makes him feel significant, irreplaceable. And here's the beautiful flexibility. This line bends to the moment. Send it playfully after a flirty back and forth. Just saw that meme you sent? Seriously, you have no idea what you do to me. Or let it land heavy late at night, steeped in quiet longing. Lying here thinking about that last look you gave me. You have no idea what you do to me. The tone you bring shapes it sexy, soft, or fiercely tender. Want to amplify it? You don't need graphic details. Just lean into the realness. And it's not one thing. It's your laugh. The way you look at me when you think I don't notice. The way my skin feels warm just remembering your hand on my back. You have no idea. Authenticity is the ultimate aphrodisiac. This text isn't about provocation. It's about presence. Presence in your desire, your feelings, your body. When you send it, you're not just turning him on. You're letting him into your experience of him. And that kind of vulnerable truth, that's what lingers long after the screen fades to black. It's not just heat. It's a shared heartbeat. I dare you not to think about me tonight. Alright, this one's a masterclass in playful defiance. It's not just flirting, it's dropping a velvet glove. Teasing, confident, and laced with a challenge men instinctively rise to. You're not asking for his attention, you're predicting he's already helpless to give it. That subtle shift, pure power, you've stepped into the role of the woman who knows she's already on his mind. Let's break down the magic. First, it creates immediate, delicious tension. The word dare, it taps straight into his competitive wiring. You've turned yourself into the challenge he both wants to win. I can resist her, and secretly hopes to lose. But why would I? That internal battle. That's mental foreplay at its finest. You're the game and the prize. Second, the genius is in what it doesn't do. It doesn't scream for attention. It smirks, whispers the dare, and then walks away. That's why it lingers. The irony is instant. The moment he reads it, he is thinking about you. Your smile, your touch, the sound of your voice, The last time things got heated, you're in his head. Mission accomplished. No graphic details needed. Just pure, suggestive energy. Here's the deeper hook. It's audaciously self-assured without being arrogant. You're not begging, think of me. You're stating, you will think of me, and we both know it. That confidence is intoxicating. It frames you as the woman occupying his mental space, simply because you deserve to be there. You're not competing for attention, you're claiming it. Timing is your secret weapon. Send this when the world gets quiet, late evening, when distractions fade and his mind starts wandering. That's when imagination is raw and vivid. Your text becomes the thought that slips under the door. He'll read it, he'll smile, he might even laugh, and even if he doesn't reply instantly, that magnetic thread pulls tighter. He'll glance at his phone again. He'll wonder what you're doing. You've become the unresolved thought echoing in the silence. This text works because it's all about implication and energy. You haven't described a single act. You haven't revealed a thing. Yet you've made yourself utterly unforgettable. You've turned your presence into a craving. Because true seduction isn't about demanding focus. It's about becoming the focus he can't dismiss. You're not just being naughty, you're being undeniable. Tell me your favorite part of my body. I want to know what drives you wild. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. This one is bold, it's sensual. It cuts straight to the core of physical attraction. But when delivered with the right energy, grounded, curious, owning your power, it transcends just sexy. It becomes a profound invitation into intimacy and shared vulnerability. Because you're not asking for a generic compliment. You're asking, what captures you when you see me? What detail pulls you in when it's just us? That question? It lands in the deepest part of his desire. Why it works? It's not graphic. It doesn't demand anything explicit. But it opens a very specific charged door. You're shifting the dynamic from passive appreciation, you look nice, to active confession. This is what undoes me. You're saying, reveal to me what you linger on when I'm standing before you. Tell me what you notice when no one else is watching. That request strikes at primal attraction. It's layered with curiosity, trust, and a potent invitation to be seen and to see. Men thrive on feeling like they've unlocked something personal, something uniquely theirs in the woman they desire. When you ask this, you're confirming, I trust you with knowing how I affect you. That instantly forges connection. Desire shared is desire multiplied. The genius layers. 1. Ownership and power. This isn't fishing for validation. It's claiming your effect. You're signaling, I know my body captivates you. Let's explore that energy together. That self-assured sensuality is magnetic. You're not offering yourself. You're owning the power you already hold. 2. Deepening intimacy. You're inviting him into a space of raw honesty. It might be the curve of your shoulder, the arch of your foot, the way your lip quirks when you smirk. Whatever his answer, it will be uniquely a glimpse into his private fascination. That level of personal revelation builds a bridge few cross. 3. Psychological anchoring. When he consciously identifies a favorite part, he starts associating that physical detail with emotion and craving. It's no longer just attraction. It becomes his personal trigger for desire. Every time he sees that part of you, your neck, your hands, the way your waist dips, the memory of this confession, this intimacy floods back. You become layered in his mind, body, and the emotional connection tied to it. So, here's the core truth these texts reveal. Turning a man on isn't about being the loudest, the boldest, or the most explicit. It's about strategic mystery. It's about crafting emotional anticipation, the kind that lingers long after the screen goes dark. Each of these 5 texts, they're not just about making him think of you, they're about making him feel you. Viscerally, mentally, emotionally. When you stir, his imagination. When you become the unanswered question echoing in his mind, when you let the silence between your words speak louder than the words themselves, you create a craving that goes beyond skin deep. You make him need to understand you, to unlock you, to earn the next glimpse into your thoughts, your laughter, your sensuality. You are not here to beg for scraps of attention. You are not competing with every other notification in his phone. You are standing apart as the woman who seduces through suggestion. The woman who doesn't need to be explicit to be seared into his memory. The woman who owns her effect and wields it with grace, playfulness, and unshakable power. Your challenge tonight? Pick one. Just one text that resonates. Send it when the moment feels right. Not forced, not frantic, but when you genuinely feel that spark of connection and want to fan it, then watch. Watch how he leans in, how his energy shifts, how the conversation deepens. And more crucially, watch yourself. How does it feel to claim that power? To spark desire not by performing, but by simply revealing a sliver of your magnetic truth? Because this isn't about playing a game for him. It's about awakening the part of you that already knows you are the fantasy. You've got the words, now go light that fire.